Margaret had owned Green Whispers, a tiny plant shop tucked between a bakery and a barber shop, for nearly 20 years. It wasn't big, and it wasn't flashy. There was no neon sign or online store, just a green painted door with a brass bell that chimed sweetly every time a customer stepped in. The shop smelled like earth and lavender. Rows of potted plants lined the windowsill, tiny succulents smiled from colorful ceramic pots, and vines dangled gently from the ceiling. Margaret, now in her 60s, wore reading glasses on a chain and always had dirt under her fingernails. Most people walked past her shop without noticing. That was okay with Margaret. She wasn't trying to build an empire. She just wanted to take care of things that grew. Then one rainy Tuesday afternoon, the bell over the door jingled. A boy stood in the entrance, soaked from head to toe, clutching a plastic bag. "Sorry," he muttered, eyes downcast. "Can I wait inside until the rain stops?" Margaret smiled. "Of course, sweetheart. Come sit by the heater." The boy's name was Leo, 11 years old. Quiet, wore a worn-out jacket 2 sizes too big, and shoes that squeaked when he walked. He didn't say much that first day, but his eyes darted around the room like he was memorizing everything. When the rain slowed, he whispered, "Thank you," and left. The next day, he returned. And the next. Sometimes it was raining, sometimes not. But Leo always came in, sat by the same heater, and watched Margaret pot her plants. After a week, he finally asked, "Can I help?" Margaret handed him a tiny cactus and said, "Gently." That day, Leo smiled for the first time. Over the next few months, Leo became a regular fixture in the shop. He swept the floor, misted the leaves, and learned how to tell if a plant was thirsty or just dramatic. Margaret taught him about soil types, leaf spots, and how some plants liked music. Leo opened up slowly. His mom worked 2 jobs, his dad wasn't around, and he mostly kept to himself at school. The plant shop, he said, was the only place that felt quiet. One day, Margaret gave Leo a tiny sprout in a mismatched pot. "This one's yours. Take it home, talk to it, care for it. Plants listen, you know." He named it Charlie. From then on, Leo brought Charlie to the shop every Friday for a checkup. And every Friday, Charlie was a little bigger, a little stronger. So was Leo. One cold December morning, Leo walked in with red eyes. Margaret didn't ask. She just poured him a cup of mint tea. After a long silence, he said, "We might have to move. Mom lost one of her jobs." Margaret's heart ached. She had no children of her own, no grandchildren, but Leo had become a kind of hope she didn't know she was missing. She quietly went to the back room and came out with a shoebox wrapped in green paper. "This is for you," she said. Inside were small pots, soil packets, seeds, and a tiny notebook labeled Leo's Garden. "Wherever you go, you can plant something. Make it yours." Leo hugged her tightly, not saying a word. It was the first time anyone had ever given him something just because. The next day he didn't come, nor the next. Winter passed, spring came and went. The plant shop was quieter. Margaret kept Charlie's pot on the windowsill, watering it gently, hoping. Then, one summer afternoon, the bell jingled. Margaret turned and gasped. Leo stood in the doorway, taller, with a new jacket, a shy smile on his face, and the notebook in hand. "I started a garden," he said, "at our new place. It's small, but it's growing." He handed her a picture, a tiny balcony covered in green, tomatoes, herbs, and Charlie in the corner, taller than ever. "I just wanted to say thank you," Leo said softly. "You changed my life." Margaret hugged him tight, and from that day on, the little plant shop became something more, a place where things and people could grow. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you stayed until the end, thank you for growing with us.